Alrighty, hello. Hi everybody. How's everybody doing? Hi. It is so good to be here and it's so good to start painting with you guys. Alright, let's say hi. Okay, so if you're here, say hello. I'm just gonna take 1 minute for you guys to let everybody come on and to also make sure that I can see your comments because I'm streaming through StreamYard and it doesn't let me see your names sometimes when you say hi. I have Sam here. Hi, Sam. I have somebody that just said hi and I don't know who you are. So I suspect you're in the group. So I'm going to need to open the group. I don't usually go live in both my page and my group. So if you are on my page, please let me know. Say page. And if you're in the group, say group. Okay, please. It'll help me. It'll help me see where I need to put my eyes on, like which page I need to see. Where are all my people? Where are all my painters today? Let's see. Okay, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, very good. So I have Cheryl. She's in the group. Awesome. I have Gracie, Vicky. Okay, very cool. So we're painting this thankful owl today. My name is Luba Carlson, and I am a self-taught artist. I started painting to pretty much relieve the stress, and it has become this kind of thing, paint with Luba. And I paint, I have lots of free offers that we have in the group. So we have right now, I think there's like 26 guides right now that you can just jump in and pick up any painting and just paint with all the step-by-step and tracers and everything. And I also have a few offers that you can find on my website and in the events. I am super excited about the one that's coming up right 1st of November. We're going to do winter holidays around the world. Yeah, and that's right. Sam, thank you. She says, you have to allow StreamYard to post your name. And if you do not allow StreamYard to post your name, it's perfectly fine. If you're not comfortable with that, I will, I have a different screen right here. And so I will go back and forth and see, like, if it just tells me that it's a Facebook user, I will go back and see who said something. Oh my goodness, I have somebody painting with us from Israel. Whoa, that's far away from here. Okay, so we're going to be painting. I was talking about November workshop that I'm offering. Paintings around, winter holidays around the world. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump into 4 holidays that are very much overlooked, especially here in the United States. And so we're going to look into Diwali, Hanukkah, Yule, and St. Lucy's. And we're going to take time to look into these holidays from cultural standpoint. And then we're going to create art based on these findings. So I am super excited about that. You can find the information about it on my on the events page, in the both in the group and on the page. It's all there. And now let's get into our work and let's start to paint. Okay, who's excited to paint? I am. All right, so I told you we will need a large and a medium paint brushes, the flat ones. Okay, then we're gonna need a medium size round brush And we're gonna need a either super small round brush or a liner brush. The difference between the liner brush and the round brush is that the liner brush's bristles are a little bit longer than the round brush. Okay, so liners are longer. So liners will hold a little bit more paint, and depending on the purpose, depending on what you're doing, you can choose one or the other. I prefer liners for lettering and the round brushes for like things that if I just need to outline something, quickly. Okay. With colors, let me turn the desk view on, and we're gonna start right here. All right. So what I usually do is I paint for an hour, and then we take about a 5 minutes break for everybody to catch up. I am painting on a what it's called. It's called a mixed media pad. Okay, so this is paper. So you will see that it might get a little bit wavy. It's okay. It all comes back to the regular condition. Like it all flattens out and dries out. Okay, I'm doing this because I paint a lot and I really do not have room to keep all of those canvases around. I kind of ran out of room. So anybody else runs out of room with their canvases? Okay, so here's what I need to know. I need to know if you're painting or watching. Please put in the comments, painting or watching. Also, I need to know if you're painting, if this is your first time painting with me. Okay, and we can start. So as you see, I'm also using a tracer. It's a lot easier to use the pattern, and then you don't need to figure out how to draw things. This owl is really not that hard to draw. If I were drawing it, I would start with the eyes and put like two bagels shapes in the eyes, and then the head goes around, and then you kind of add those feathers that resemble the ears, right? And then a very pretty open oval, almost like very, very wide oval, and then you can add the wing to the side. There is really nothing hard about this owl, and of course then there is a triangle kind of shape for the beak, right? And then the branches are pretty simple. Also in the group, I've added this tracer over here for your comfort, I guess. So sometimes, most of the times, people are not comfortable with leaf shapes that are like oak shape or maple shape. And and I even put an acorn shape on there. So if you would like to add something like this to your branches once we're done painting and you just want to paint some leaves, you can use this tracer to add your leaves if you're not comfortable doing them by hand. Okay, I have Sam telling me that watch first and paint on replay. Great idea. Vicky's painting. Yes, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let us grab. Okay, here we are. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at on the page. And I missed all of your comments. Oh no. Okay, I'm looking. I have Gracie, good afternoon. On the page, Olivia's in the group. All right, awesome. All right, let's start. So, paper plate for your palette is fine. Freezer paper is fine. Whatever you use is all good. Just, use whatever you're comfortable with. I have this one, and I also have these two. I usually use paper plates, but I'm trying to find a more, environment friendly way. So at least this way, if I have some leftover paint, I won't discard the whole plate. I'll just discard the paint. So I'm trying to figure this out. All right. So let's start. We're going to start with the background. And for my background, I'm going to need a good amount of white, and I have a mix of paints here, meaning brand wise. Don't trust this. This is actually Deco Art. I put Deco Art white in here. I like the size of this bottle. But I use Deco Art for black and white. Use whatever paints you have, whatever paints you like. I really do have a mishmash now going on. I have Arteza brand for my lemon yellow, and I have Artist Loft for my gold. I have Liquitex for my cadmium red, and I have Master's Touch for my yellow ochre. So as you can see, like everything pretty much you can imagine, I have it here on the table. So use whatever you like, use whatever you know that will work for you. Nancy says, don't have printer trying to draw. Take your time and draw. And what I'm going to say is that replay will be available in the group. So I'm putting just a puddle of white on here. I'm going to use white. I'm going to put gold in here for my background. And red. You don't need that much. I really put a lot on there. Yellow ochre, which is a new thing of paint. So I need to get the seal off. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, yellow ochre. And this is what I'm going to use for my background. So what I was trying to say is, do not worry if you fall back or fall behind and you feel like it takes you a lot longer than me to paint. It's absolutely normal. The more you paint, the faster you get. Okay, so if you fall behind, again, don't worry, replay will be available. All right, so let's start with our background. I'm going to dip my brush into my water. I'm going to scooch it over here so you can see me. Here. Get the excess water off of the brush. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. If you're painting on a canvas, put some water on your brush and just add a little bit of water to your canvas. Do not make it super wet, okay? You just want to add a tiny bit of water to your canvas because canvas dries out super dry, okay? And then when you start painting, it seeps in the paint a lot. And so to not waste your paint, I suggest to make your canvas a little bit damp, okay? Another way to do this would be like using the ultrafine mist sprayer, just a couple of spritzes, and then use the large brush and spread it out. If you got it too wet, use a paper towel and take the water off of it. You do not want it like super wet, okay? I hope I'm making sense. All right, now we can paint. Can you show picture once in a while? Okay, so it looks like we need the reference. Hold on, that's going to be interesting. Why I say this is because to share screen, let me see. Just give me 1 second. I will, where is that? Here, I think it's this one. And we can make it like that. And we can do this one. Okay, how about that? And then, no, this doesn't work. Okay, hold on. me see. Nope. Hold on. I'm messing with the settings real quick because of the request. And I don't think I... Yeah, okay. So we're gonna be, I'm gonna have to put it on and off. Okay. So we'll have to change that a little bit. All right, let's paint. So the big flat brush, a little bit dim. Fill it with white. Fill it up with white. Here. There we go. Now we can see it. Okay. And grab a little bit of that yellow ochre right on there. Even more than a little bit. That's quite a bit, right? And we're going to start just adding that to the background using very quick motions, going from left to right. And now you need to be the judge of your own painting. So look and see what you like. Okay, I'm gonna just mist with water a little bit because it dries so super fast. Okay, there we go. Ah, that's a lot of water. All right, just to help your paint move, I am not gonna worry. I'm adding more white to my brush. I'm not gonna worry about covering a lot of this owl. I can still see the lines, just don't make it so dark that you cannot see your tracer lines. Okay. But the owl is gonna be also in all of these like golden, yellowish tones. So it's all gonna work out. Okay. So just quick motions left and right. Add more white on one side, a little bit more yellow ochre on the other side. Just move the paint around. Maybe more white, a little bit more of this ochre. So I did not blend the paints on the palette because I want to see a gradient of color. I do not want to see just one line, or like flat white. That's not what I want. I want more. I want a nice background. So I am kind of switching between the white and the ochre, yellow ochre, on my paintbrush. And I'm bringing this whole thing down to the bottom of my painting. Adding water on my brush as needed. Adding some white to it. Okay, and I know that it is super hard to paint and answer my questions, but if you guys have a minute, I have this kind of crazy idea in my head, and I need to hear what people think about it before I put it out there. So I want to create a Christmas card challenge. on the page and in the group. So I'm thinking we'll do it in the group maybe, or maybe on the page. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. But what I'm thinking is starting November 1st, paint a Christmas card a day. And it doesn't have to be like anything huge, right? You can just paint a little snowman on there or something like that. All right, so I have covered my whole area with the colors that I was using. Now I'm gonna grab some water on my paintbrush and I'm gonna get some of this gold and I'm just gonna start adding gold to the background. Again, here and there, doesn't need to be anything crazy, okay? Do not blend it in completely because then it won't show like those line streaks, you know what I mean? So I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about this Christmas card challenge for quite a while now, and I cannot decide. I need somebody to help me decide if I want to do this or not. Okay, so I'm gonna grab one of my binder clips here and just put it on the bottom because my page keeps running away from me, and I do not like that behavior. Right? Binder clips are amazing. They can be super useful. All right. Hi, Angela. And of course, to see all of your comments, I need to see that. Okay, Nancy says, love the idea. Okay. And then I have Sam says, painters can print out the reference photo. Yes, I agree, but sometimes we don't have a color printer, and sometimes printing things can be a challenge, right? Okay, so Michelle's at work watching. Ha! Love that. Sam says, Christmas card challenge sounds great. All right, fantastic. Well, maybe this is something that we can look into, right? Okay, so that was me talking, forgetting to add a little bit more gold here on the bottom. Okay, so at this point, you just want to make sure you don't have any canvas peeking through your paint. Like sometimes you would see canvas peeking through, like the canvas texture. All right, so the background looks good. Yay. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to wipe down my brush on the paper towel before I rinse it, and then rinse it. This way I take off most of the paint with the paper towel. And then, yeah, see, and then your paint water isn't as messy. All right, what is going on with the camera view? Who can tell me? Okay, trying to adjust a little bit. Maybe it'll take the fizz away. If it looks a little bit fuzzy, I apologize. Sometimes the internet quality is not the best here, and sometimes it just makes it look like that. And sometimes it could be because I'm also trying to share a screen on top of this whole thing. So yeah, there's lots of things happening. All right, let's see. So as per request, right now we're gonna paint the owl. Okay, so we're gonna paint this whole shape, different shades of brown, except for the eyes. We're gonna save that for lighter tones, all right? Hope that makes sense. Okay, lots of jumping in between the cameras and microphones. Okay, so we already have yellow ochre. Don't ask me why I put red on here. I have no idea right now. I thought I was gonna add it to the background, and then I decided I didn't want to because it would make it a little bit pink, and I did not want any pink on there. All right, so we have yellow ochre. I'm gonna add burnt sienna to this. I already have some red on here. I'm gonna put some lemon yellow on here. Okay, don't tell me I ran out while I'm doing no. Okay, I'm good. All right, and I'm gonna add some more white to my white, just to have a pool of white to paint from. Okay, I am still gonna be working with my large flat. Okay, let me see. Just making sure I can see everybody. Very good. All right, so you know what? Let's start with the whole body. We're gonna grab some of this white, just put it over to the side on your palette. Okay, and then grab a good amount of your burnt sienna and just mix it with this white. Okay. Now I like to bring my brush to chisel point as much as I can. So I take the excess paint off and I am just going to outline the whole body like this. There's the ear, there's the head. Well, I mean, it's not the ear, right? But the feathers that represent the ear. And then here. So I'm just outlining. And adding, filling in the wing right away. And then outline the other part, the tummy. There we go. And just use this color and fill in everything except for this, like around eyes area, around the eyes area. So we're gonna look like it's wearing some sort of funny goggles. If the paint's not moving, add some water to your paintbrush. Okay. And the top of the head. Okay, here we go. All right. Wipe your brush on the paper towel. Just take off the excess of whatever you have here. Grab some more of this burnt sienna. Add it to whatever's left. Shouldn't be too much left there. Okay, and then use this color to help yourself to see, like, try to remember where that wing went. Yeah, and just add this outline for the wing with this little bit of a darker color, so that we don't forget that, okay, this is where the wing is, and this is where the lines were, right, from the tracer, because we're just gonna start adding a little bit more paint, and it's kind of gonna blend in, right? We don't want that too much. Okay, using the same darker paint, add a little bit more of this darker color to the tummy right here on the side, and just blend it in the best you can. There will be more layers, so it doesn't need to look perfect. Okay, all right. Clean up your brush on the paper towel, just paper towel. I try to avoid adding more and more water because it makes the paint dry time super long, and we just want to paint, right? Not wait, not watch the paint dry. Okay, let's grab some of the white to the side, and then get a little bit, just a little bit of the yellow ochre. See, just on the tip, just on one end, on the angle, on the side over here, like a bead, the size of a bead, tiny, tiny bead. And mix this into your white. It should be very, very light color. And this color goes onto the eyes. So you're just gonna paint. And if your brush, look, my brush is kind of leaving some of the, adding a little bit of the burnt sienna in, it's all good. Okay, don't feel like it needs to be one flat color. Don't be afraid of it, it's all good. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and maybe fix it a little bit. I definitely went a little bit too far over here on this side. So I already know how to mix this color, right? I have some white on my paintbrush. I'm gonna grab a little bit of burnt sienna, mix it up together, and simply fix my mistake. Just like that. Just paint over it. There's going to be more added to it, so it's not a big deal. Okay? All right. Wipe your brush on the paper towel. Grab more white. You can even put it in the same area where you had it before. Grab some of this lemon yellow, like a half of a pea size, I would say, and add it to this white over here. Okay, and now we're gonna use quick strokes. So let's practice them on the tummy and on the wing, and then you will see how to do that on the head also. So the same big brush, right? And you're just gonna add like strokes like that, here and there. All right, some on the tummy. Now here it goes in the middle of the wing, and you want to follow the line of the, like these lines that we have here, the like little smileys, right? So you want to follow these lines with your strokes. So to just kind of help it look like it's a wing, just like that. Okay. Try and move fast, but not too fast. So I'm gonna add a little bit more to the tummy. Okay, grab some water on my brush. And so now that I have a feel for the stroke, I'm gonna add they're like eyebrows, but they're really not eyebrows, right? And then a little bit here under the eyes. I mean, to the sides, not under, sorry, to the sides. A little bit to the sides. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more white to this mix that we just created. A little bit more white, a little bit more of this lemon yellow. And I'm going to grab another bead, so a little bit of this red. And I'm going to make another creamy color, just a different shade. Okay, and we're gonna do that again. The point is to not cover all of the yellow that we just put in, but just to add some color to the wing and to the tummy. So we're doing this the same thing. It kind of adds a little bit on the eyebrows again. Just add color. Okay. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Sometimes they say just throw some color on it. Just throw it on. And this is pretty much what we're doing. We're just throwing some color on it. Okay. Wipe off your brush. Get some of the lemon yellow. I'm making orange. So some of the lemon yellow, some of this red. Let's make some nice and bright orange. Now, if you're like me, I have a ceiling fan going on right here. So it helps drying my painting, but it also dries up my paints a lot. So I just kind of like to spray my paints with water like this, and it helps them stay fresh longer. Okay, so we have some orange, and we're gonna add some orange here and there around the eyes. And then we're gonna add some orange on the tummy, on the up, like here. And if you would like to add some orange on the wing, I would probably add a little bit over here to just kind of add some color. Yeah. Okay. Okay, wipe off the brush. All right, let's see. Let's grab some more of this yellow ochre, just straight yellow ochre, and have your brush at the chisel tip point. This is what I mean. Flat, 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 flat. Okay, and we're gonna do a couple more. We're gonna add a little bit more streaks to the tummy. Maybe a little bit more to the wings. Now going down, just showing direction, just adding color. Okay, let's add. So I'm moving into the feathers that are ears. Okay, so I'm right here on the top, adding some yellow ochre to the ear. So you with the, okay, I keep saying their ears, but we all understand what I mean, right? So with owls, you do not want to do it symmetrically. It's not symmetry, okay? So we added some here, and then we're gonna add on the farther side of the other one here. And see, I'm just using the chisel tip and I'm just adding it. Okay, if you notice that your paint is kind of coming out of your outline a little bit, do not worry about that because we're gonna add another outline on top. All right, this is we're just building color. Okay, let's wipe the brush on a paper towel, grab some white, just straight white, and put it right on top of those eyes that we painted. Just adding another layer, and this white is gonna drag those colors. It's just gonna make them a little bit less regular, right? A little more spontaneous color. And that's what we want. All right, grab a little bit more of the white on the same messy brush. Okay, and now we're gonna make kind of messy lines with that. So you might want to make sure that your brush doesn't have too much paint on it. Pick a spot on the wing, hold your brush with the point away from yourself, okay? Put it down and just go like that. Just wiggle it. And then get more white paint, get another spot, and again, just wiggle. And another spot. You don't want to maybe make a lot of spots like that, right? But just a couple. And if you notice that your white paint is kind of blending in with because it's not heavy body, like I'm using Deco Art, so it's craft quality, right? So you just go back and you add a little bit more on top so that you can have the white color, okay? We want some white on here. And then we're gonna do quick lines on the body. I think I'm spilling paint all over the place because I'm excited. Okay, So not one line over here on the tummy, the front of the tummy. You're gonna add 2 lines, okay? So it's just like the pumpkin ridges. If you painted pumpkin ridges with me, you know this. The flat brush, yeah, goes down, and you just go one, and that's it, and you stop. And then I picked up some color on my brush, so I'm gonna clean it up on the paper towel, grab some more of my white paint, and then I'm gonna do another line, and I'm not gonna bring it all the way to the wing, so I'm gonna stop around here. All right, so, and I'm gonna do another one and just stop. Okay, if you picked up some color again, wipe it off, grab some more white paint. Now we're gonna move to the ear feathers, that area. We're gonna add white over here. Look, it's like a triangle, kind of ish. This whole painting, this whole owl is very loose strokes. It's a little bit here. Like it's not, like lifelike where you paint every feather and all of that. Okay, and now I'm using this same way, and I'm gonna add a little bit of white around over here. Yeah, and over here around closer to her, the black ones, what are they called? Pupils, closer to the pupils. Just keep adding color. And mine looks so messy, and it's okay. I really like that it looks so messy. All right, wipe it off. Wipe off the brush and the paper towel. Grab a little bit more of, oh, let's do a little bit, add a little bit more yellow to that orange. I think it could be a little bit more yellow. This orange. Okay, and then just add some randomness with this color here and there. So go maybe closer to the pupil a little bit. Okay, add a little bit here where the eyebrows go. Don't be afraid of it. Okay, clean up your brush on the paper towel. Okay, my paper towel is getting messy, so I'm just gonna flip it. That's how I do this. And then I don't need to hold it in my hand. All right, let's grab, you know what, I'm gonna add a little bit more water to my tray here, to my palette, because my paints are drying off. Okay, let's grab some of the burnt sienna, straight burnt sienna on the same messy brush. And we're gonna work starting from the bottom up, and we're gonna add some brown, darker brown streaks with this messy brush. So I hold it like this. Here, hold it like this, and then I'm going up. Not like that, not the thick way, the thin way, okay? Like this, and go up, up, up. Add some water to your brush, grab some more burnt sienna. And I'm pretty much gonna go a little bit over the bottom of the wing. I'm gonna go through here and just add. And now I'm going from her head and I'm going down to just kind of help them meet. You need to see. I want okay, so I want to see those little streaks. Okay, now I'm ready to add black to my palette. As you noticed, I don't do it right away because, again, paints do tend to dry up real quick. Here, let me grab a baby wipe real quick and wet my hand. Oh, you know what? Duh. I just thought of that. I have my reference taped up and I just realized that I can actually put it right here and you will still see it. Yeah, awesome. Okay, let's push this under here so we get the most view. Okay, we have the reference now. Yay! Took me a minute, huh? All right. Okay, how's everybody doing? All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We need all of this to dry a little bit. So I'm gonna use my messy brush that I have with some of burnt sienna on it. Okay, and I'm gonna grab some of this burnt sienna and I'm gonna grab some of this black and I'm gonna mix it together, make a much darker brown color. And I'm gonna paint the branches. This dark brown color. I'll probably need a lot more paint for that. Okay, a little bit more water on this. There we go. Now, if you do not want this branch to just stop here, you can extend it, just kind of randomly twirl your your brush as you move it along. And you know what I decided? I know this was not on the tracer, okay, but I just want to add a twig here coming out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my brush down like this, and then as I move it, I'm gonna twirl it, okay, and it'll make this kind of cool branch. See? Didn't even have to do anything about it. Okay, and I'm gonna paint the one on the bottom that the owl is sitting on. I'm gonna try and follow the tracer lines. I tend to change my branches a lot because I like them to be knotty as a knot, not knotty as a somebody that doesn't know how to behave, right? Okay. Oh well. So here we go, just connect and connect. Okay, I need more paint. Running out of paint. Okay, we have the branches. All right. And before we head out on our break, which would be super useful because it's going to let everything else dry for a minute. So, first of all, of course, rinse your brush because 5 minutes is a long time. And then, if you would like to support what I do, you can buy me a coffee or a brush at buymeacoffee.com. I'm sorry about the noise that just appeared out of nowhere. My kids decided that that's a good time to run around and be crazy. Okay, so let's take a 5 minutes break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Get a sip of water. In the comments, let me know if you have any questions. This would be a good time to ask questions. Oh, looks like I dropped some water on my painting. All right. So, what else am I thinking? Yeah. So we'll be back in 5. Oh yes. Also, spray your water. Spray your paints with water so that your paint tray doesn't dry up. Okay. See you in 5. Alrighty, let's get back to this. So just to get back from the break, I'm gonna turn on. Hold on. What am I doing here? Just for did that again. Okay, just for a quick minute. This is what we'll be painting next time. We're painting it on Thursday, I think. It's on. This one is on wood, but you can paint it on canvas too. And I just wanted to show you close by. This is very doable. It looks complicated, but it really isn't. So make sure to join me for that one also. Okay, let's get back to our sweet owl. Okay, let's put that painting back and let's get to it. Okay, let's get. So I have like this a whole lot of different browns. So I'm grabbing my medium flat. Okay, I think I'm done with my large flat. I'm not putting it away yet. I might still want it for something, but I think I'm done with it. So medium flat, put it in the water, make it damp, get the excess water off. And then I want some of this color that we created by mixing white and burnt sienna, and I think there is even a little bit like a touch of yellow ochre in here. Maybe not. No, no, this is just white and burnt sienna. And I'm gonna add a little bit more white to this just to thicken it up because my paint got real runny after all the water I sprayed on it. It kind of happens. So I'm just playing, adding a little bit of brown, a little bit of white, making lighter color, and I really like what I'm seeing. And I'm gonna create lines over here by twirling the brush also. So I'm just kind of following the branch over here, right? And I'm not pushing the brush too much into it, but just add. What this does is adds the highlight to our branch. And so I'm just going to do that here as well. And just follow one of them and then go move on to the other. Try and maybe be a little bit up higher on the branch. Maybe more like that. Doesn't have to be anything super complicated, just a highlight. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab some of this yellow ochre and mix it into this same paint that I've been using with the same messy brush. Just mix it all together. If your brush gets out of hand, like my brush here got super messy, I'm just gonna wipe it off on the paper towel so that I can use the bristles of my brush, right? Okay, and I'm just gonna go and add a little bit more of this color that we just created right next to this highlight right here. See, not everywhere, just here and there. It just grabs a spot, and I put it underneath. We just add a little bit more color to your branch. Okay, and if you would like to add a little bit of a creamier color, the color that more like it has a little bit of pink in it, right? You can just grab a little bit of red, a tiny bit. You don't need much for this, a tiny bit, and just add it to this mix. Maybe more white, maybe a little bit more red. It depends on how saturated your mix is, and then you kind of have this pinkish color that you again can add to your painting as you wish, as you like it. Okay. I like to add a bit of color to my branches because I think the branches have a lot of interesting shapes in them. And so showing them off kind of makes sense to me. All right? Let me see. Julie is asking, how do I watch replay? Julie, depends. If you are in a group, then the replay will be posted in the group. If you are not in the group, you need to join Paint with Luba. Okay, so yeah, if you're not in the group, then go to this event, and in the description, if you're on my page, go into events, and in the description you will see the link to join the group. Okay. All right. Wipe your brush on the paper towel. Okay. I want to add some white on this, but not a lot of white. So I'm going to be using almost a dry brush with this white. I do not want a lot of white here. Okay. I just want to add a little bit to kind of smooth out things. Just a little. So dry brush means that you have a little bit of paint on your bristles, and when you put it on, it feels almost that your brush is dry, but you're still putting some color on there. Okay, so just a little bit of color. Look at your owl and decide if you want to do that. All right. Okay, let's grab some of that orange if you have any left. I don't have any left, so I'm just gonna grab some of this red and some of this lemon yellow. Well, it's gonna take a lot of lemon yellow, but it's okay. Yeah, grab this orange, more yellow. Okay, now we're talking. I like this color here. Very nice. Okay, so, and I'm gonna use this, I'm not gonna use this brush though. I'm gonna rinse it out. I'm gonna use the round brush, the medium round brush. Yes, finally we get to use it, right? The medium round brush. Just grab some of this orange. And why I'm switching is because I'm gonna paint the beak, and the beak is pretty small, and I do not want to create a huge beak with a bigger brush. So just paint it. First coat, rinse out your round brush. Okay, and now we're gonna play with a lot of black. So I'm gonna add some more black to my palette here. I'm gonna grab some water on my brush. So I say that a lot. So if you paint with me, you're probably tired of hearing that. But when I do outlining and I paint with the round brush, I like my black to be melted ice cream consistency. I suggest you play with your paints and and brushes and see what works for you. Yeah, but this is what works for me. Okay, so let's start with this little triangle here, and I'm just gonna use quick strokes to paint this in like that. Okay. Okay, I want you to hold your brush closer to the wrong side and allow yourself loose movements. just loose movements. It's okay if you kind of, make it a little bit messier. That's all good. So I'm painting the top of the ear. Okay. And this line over here on the side, it's kind of connects to, I call them goggles. I can't help it. That's too cute. In my head, I'm like, okay, these are goggles. Use your light brush strokes, super light brush strokes, okay? And then this one goes out over here a little bit. And then this kind of side is a little bit heavier, right? You want your brush to have enough paint on it. Okay, this is not the time for dry brushing. Okay, so round and then underneath a little. And then this part over here. Then this tummy. And I'm gonna stop for a second on the tummy. Just kind of bring this in a little. Do not go below just yet, because we haven't finished the head. Or at least with the first one, haven't finished, right? Okay. So the second ear, I keep calling it ears. Again, you do not want your brush like leaking paint, right? But you still want it wet enough. So here with this one, we're gonna go from bottom up. Okay, so your strokes are gonna go this way, away from yourself, and this will create this kind of fuzzy ear kind of look. Okay, so a little bit of just leave the white, keep it just a little bit there. Let's take this time that we have, excuse me, that everything is not too wet over here in this area. And if you need to rest your hand on your painting, you still can, right? Just make sure this is dry. My white over here is not dry, so I need to be super careful around that. But I'm gonna paint in the black for the eyes with this round brush. Just paint in black and let this dry. All right, so while the eyes are drying, we're gonna move on to the wing. So again, grab your brush on the wrong side and just go quick motions, kind of. And the back is black, so we're just gonna do that also right away. Maybe put a little bit of black over here to highlight or shadow it, or to just kind of outline it in a way. And then we're gonna go from, not directly from the middle. You see, like over here, this part where you would put mustache maybe. This part is much lighter, so we're not gonna put any black on here. We're gonna move off a little bit And then we're gonna start adding the black for the feathers for the wing over here. Okay. And then just go down the wing. Like here, I seem to alternate. I go from, upwards or downwards, uh, just kind of seeing which way it works better for the brush stroke. Okay, all the way down. And here I'm gonna go downwards just to create this kind of fuzzy line for the wings. So I'm pretty much just outlining the whole wing. With black. Okay. Now over here, where we have some white here, like we're gonna add more black, and our black is gonna work around that white. Yeah? Oh, thank you for the heart, Stacy. Okay, let's keep adding black. Remember, loose brush. Don't overthink it. Just put color on it. Keep it on one side and work around that white. Okay, now remember, no, let's finish black first and then we'll do the other things. Sorry. All right. Okay, the bottom of the tummy, same way. You can do either way you like it. Whatever works better for you. Sometimes it works better to go upwards and sometimes it works better to go downwards. Whatever works. Okay, a little bit more black in here. All right, some black over here. And maybe some a little bit here. Random, okay? This is the hardest part, I think, in painting like this, is allowing yourself to be random, right? Okay, let's put some more black into this brown mix over here. Remember, we made this kind of darker brown. I'm gonna grab some more burnt sienna and just mix. I want brown. I want dark brown. Okay, burnt sienna is kind of reddish, and just adding a little bit more water to this, deciding if this is dark enough. So if I'm not sure, here's how I go and figure this out. I just put it on here. And I think, okay, yep, this was dark. This is dark enough. And so I'm just gonna add dark brown here. Excuse me. And a little bit dark brown right here. You see, like at the tip of the wing. Just add a little bit of color to it. A little bit of dark brown right here on the side of the back, right here. Okay? And like in this area here, if you don't like what you're seeing, if it's too light or you're thinking that's not right. You can also add a little bit of dark brown. A little bit on the tummy, on the bottom, using the same upward motion. Maybe a little bit on the tummy here to just kind of add color. Just add color to this. Okay, so I have this dark brown, I have this orange. I'm gonna mix them together. And I'm gonna use this color on the ears, yeah? Just add a little bit more of a color, to the ears. Okay. And maybe if you want some lighter, you can go and grab like some of the lighter brown. See, I'm just mixing whatever I have on the palette. I just go with it and I play with it and I look, okay, I like this color. I'm just gonna add it. So with a reference around the eye area over here, this is orange. So if you want it to be orange, add a little bit more orange. I want to add a little bit more brown to this area, just a little, just to kind of add different color to it. And I want to add some of this mix of this brown with this orange that I created over here, because I feel like it's a little bit, I don't know, I don't like it. Is this helpful at all? Right? And then we can add some here and maybe a little bit up here to just kind of pronounce those fancy eyebrows. Yeah, doing the same. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, where's my brush? Okay, working with the same round brush, hoping to find any leftover of my orange. Didn't work. Okay, so if I don't have any, I'm just gonna make some more, just a little bit. All I need is to add some more to that beak right here and add some more of this. Oh, that's not orange, that's more of a yellow. Let's add some more into this. There we go. Just kind of messy, wrong side of the brush. That's the only way to create these messy strokes. You need to be on the wrong side of the brush and not be afraid of adding, color to it. Okay. Rinse. Okay, another layer of light color. So I'm grabbing my medium size flat, and I'm gonna grab a whole lot of this white and mix it with this brownish, whatever mix I have. I think it had, let's think out loud. What did I have here, guys? I had burnt sienna, white, and ochre, and yellow ochre in this mix over here. So I'm just adding a little bit of white to this and a little bit of, really a little bit of lemon yellow. I want to cool it down a little. And then I'm going to use it as a dry brush. So I'm going to wipe it off onto the paper towel and get all of this water out as much as I can. I'm going to put some on my bristles. And I'm going to go back to the owl's body, and I'm gonna dry brush some lighter color right in between, and maybe a little bit on black, but not much on black, but kind of in between. Okay, see what happens? Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing with the wing. We're gonna start in the area where we didn't connect the black, right here. I'm gonna go down and just add a little bit of messy light right here in between the whites. Just add it and see what happens. Yeah. This is a hoot cute. I think I have a new painting in mind to send to my sister. Yes, Heather, that is that's awesome. I think this owl is super cute. Okay. White. White. We're gonna use white, and we're gonna use our medium size round brush. A little bit of water on it. Fill it up, holding to the wrong side of the brush as far from the bristles as you can get. Okay. Put a highlight on the back. Put a highlight. See, like this one got almost covered, so we're gonna add another highlight on the bottom. I am going to add a little bit over here to just kind of, yeah, pronounce this better. What else on the stomach? Okay. And this is, so this next step might freak you out a little bit, but please don't freak out. So again, because people really do try to make them the right circles and everything. So we're gonna put reflections in the eyes, and you did not want to do it symmetrical, but just kind of the big ones, and then go under and a little bit to the left, right under and to the left, and add another one. There. That's all you need. Okay. I want to add a little bit of a highlight over here under the eyebrow. Maybe some random white around the eyes. Super careful not to get the pupils, right? Okay. Step back and look at your painting and see if you need another highlight. I kind of like to add a little bit of them to my wings sometimes, just kind of personal preference. All right. So we have the owl. Yay! Who's excited? Ooh, if you didn't know, I still have available the access to October 7 days of arts and crafts. And there, hold on, let me find it. Where is it? And then that one, I just have to show you. We painted this baby. So I teach how to paint this owl and this little bird and this little cute bird. So this is the 7 days of arts and crafts in October, and this one will be closed starting November. So in November it goes off of my website, but you still, if you get access to it before that, you get like evergreen access. You get all the links, so the links will still be live, and you still can paint. And to find it, you need to go to lubacarlson.com, and then there's a shop, and in the shop there's workshops. It's all there. I know people usually just set up links and share links quickly, but I really didn't plan to do that. Okay, anyway, let's move on, right? So the way I did my transfer, my tracer, I didn't have enough room to put the whole thankful for October's here. So I just put the word thankful right here. I really do not want to add leaves to, didn't want to add leaves to my painting. But we're going to still work with that because I want you to know how to do leaves. So and what I didn't like, the only thing that I really don't like about this reference that I have here is that it's like one branch, but it has like 3 different leaves on it. Right? It's kind of funny, don't you think? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab white. Yeah, I'm gonna use my round brush for that. That's the easiest. So I'm gonna grab white and put it here on this area. And I'm gonna grab some black, and I'm gonna make some gray-ish color, light gray, but not too light. And why I'm doing this is because I need to block out what's underneath. So I'm gonna put my leaves right on top of these branches, and these branches are pretty intense in color, right? So we need to block them, and that's what we're gonna do. So never mind my word, or maybe I should just, yeah, I'll just do that. So I'm gonna show you how to paint the oak leaf freehand, or you can print out the tracer. Okay, so you kind of need to decide the direction of your leaf, like if it is bending this way or if it's bending that way. I'm going to make mine go this way to kind of go with the owl's body. All right, so I'm just going to start here, and I'm going to make it pretty big so that I can show what I'm doing. So this is the middle of my leaf. Okay, I'm going to add some water to my paint so that I can move it. Okay, and then do you know how to write letter M cursive? Yeah, lowercase. So you kind of start here and you go up and you start going 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then at the top, sometimes we want to just do like 1 round, or you can do 2. Yeah. And then on the bottom, you want this first line kind of follow the bend. It goes 1, 2, and 3. And here is your basic shape for your oak leaf. And I am just gonna paint it this gray color so that I can block everything else, all the other colors, because yellows and reds are super transparent usually, and it's very hard to paint something red or yellow on top of something that's already black and brown and, something like that. So here's one leaf. I'm gonna rinse my round brush. And now I'm gonna do the same thing with the flat brush maybe over here, just to make it a little bit smaller. Just down, start the M, 1, 2, close, and then the other side. And that is a good base for another one. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the maple leaf on the top. It makes me feel better that they're not coming out of the same branch. OCD kicked in. Oh no. Okay. I'm kind of running out of paint, so I'm gonna add a little bit more to my palette. Okay, here we go. All right. And so for my maple leaves, what I like to do, first I say a quiet prayer with maple leaves because I never know what's going to happen. Mess them up more than I would like to admit. So the same thing, I kind of give them the direction. And I think this maple leaf is going to go up from maybe here. I don't want to make it too big because I do not want to cover my owl. Where do I put it? That's your free-handing for you. Can never decide where to. You know what? I'll just make them smaller, I guess. So it's going to go from here. Okay. And then I add like a little bow to it, if you please. If you know. Okay. And then lines over here to help me make it 5 lines. Yeah. And then I'm using the round brush and I kind of just put my strokes and just fill it in, like this. And then that. And that, I think, is a decent maple leaf, right? And then you can add your color to it. And so I'm going to add another maple leaf maybe over here. A bow. 2 more lines. And then start on the top and just kind of create the shape. I think the hardest with the leaves like that is to kind of staying true to the shape because they have this interesting shape. I'm going to add one more here for balance. Now that's going to be a big one. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're good. All right. And then just add, going down. And then this one kind of has its shape, and then that one. And I really like that you can shape it the way you want to. Okay. Use your brush. So with these, I did good. This is still showing. I can still see the color. So I'm gonna add some more gray to the oak leaves. I think I added a little bit too much water to my paint, which is why this didn't cover as well. Okay, and I'm just going back and picking up the areas where there is a whole lot of paint because it's going to take a while to dry. And I really just, there we go. Okay. And you can mix your own, you can mix your oranges, yellows, reds, whatever colors you like for your leaves. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my round brush and I'm going to load it with lemon yellow and a bit of orange on the same brush. Does this make sense? So I have two colors on my brush. Okay. And I'm going to start painting with my, I'm going to start painting leaves with my maple leaves because these are still wet. So I'm just going to do a line and just follow this outline, moving from the top, from the sides to the center, just using the same brush. Until I am happy with what I'm seeing, and I think I'm pretty good. I make sure that I covered up all this gray, don't want it showing. And I'm ready to move on to the next color, the next leaf. I'm gonna wipe my brush off on my paper towel, and I'm gonna grab maybe more yellow this time and not that much of red. Okay, and I'm gonna paint this leaf over here a different color. And you know, if I look at it and I see that, oh, let's add some more red to this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some more red and just add it. Not a big deal. Just using the same, following the same strokes that we used to create this leaf in gray. I'm just going to do the same thing. With orange and yellow. Here we go. Okay, next leaf. Maybe if you want to make it a little bit warmer, maybe add a little bit of yellow ochre to it, to the same mix, to the same brush. Make sure that your brush has enough water on it, though, because if your brush is not wet enough, then the paint won't glide and spread the way you want it to. Okay. Kind of like this. I'm going to grab a little bit of red and just add, you know, how sometimes leaves would have pieces of red here and there, a red color on them. Okay. And then for the oak leaves, we can do the same thing, but because they're slightly bigger, I'm going to use my medium size flat, get some water on it. And what I want to do with my oak leaves is I want to use, let's see, let's play with this a little, right? or not. Again, lemon yellow, a little bit of red, not too much. This red is super big, kind of very bright. Okay, and I put some gold on my brush, and so I'm just gonna paint the leaf using these three, and if they end up blending together, I'm cool with that. Maybe get a little bit of yellow ochre and add to the leaf to tone it down a little bit if yours is super bright. Mine came out super bright, almost neon green because of the gray underlayer. So don't be afraid to play with the color and maybe add some to one side. Maybe add some red to one side and then add yellow ochre to the other side. Don't be afraid to play with your leaves. They are fun. They're fun to create. Okay, last one. I'm just grabbing some yellow ochre and a little bit of red. And I need water on my brush, obviously. And we're just gonna paint this baby. Try and make your strokes start at the edge of your leaf and go into the center, kind of down towards the branch, but to the center and then down. Okay. All right, now it's time for that liner brush with black. Grab your liner, or the small round brush, whichever you have. So first, we're gonna add some black, random black, to the branches, to the bottom of the branches, I should say. Randomly, light hand, super light hand, hold it on the wrong side of the brush, okay? So both, for me, 2 branches. For you, I don't know how many branches you painted. Uh-oh. Just dropped some water. Just add some black. Okay. Then we're going to use super light touch. And we're going to work around those leaves. Just outline. It doesn't need to be like a straight line, like it doesn't need to look like you used a marker. And then go in and maybe add the veins. Okay, so use kind of you want to use broken lines. Wrong side of the brush. Hold your brush on the wrong side, and it'll make it easier to make those random kind of lines. Super cool for this painting. And then add your veins to it. Ooh. Okay, this one I kind of, okay, this works too. Okay, again. If your brush isn't spreading the paint, isn't writing, you know, like as you're moving it, add some water to your brush instead your brush is dry. Okay, now I'm gonna do my oak leaves, same way. And I'm gonna add like the C going in more, just for fun, just for the fun of it. Kind of adds that's an interesting shape to your leaf, I think. All the way, sides. And then the other one. Okay. Angie says, I have tracing paper, no pattern. I tried. Okay, hold on. I need to read this. I tried and she prepped for the reel, too fast to trace, love this. Save this so I can trace and paint later. Okay, Angie, are you in the group or on the page? If you're in the group, all the patterns are in the guide. Okay. And I commented on your comment though. I responded. So the reel that I posted with the tracer, it's a sped up video. It just shows the technique, you know, how to do it, how I do it. And so yeah, it's like it's 30 seconds video. Obviously, you cannot do that in 30 seconds. Even I can't do that in 30 seconds. Okay. So yeah, and it takes me about 20 minutes to do the full tracer, like print, you know, put it together, line it up, everything. Okay, so my word thankful goes right here, and I even covered some of it, but this is too wet. So I'm gonna run this real quick on the leaf. Okay, y'all. While the leaf is drying, I just noticed that I kind of missed a couple of points. One is I forgot to trace the beak. So I'm back to my liner brush with black. And on the reference, it traces the whole triangle, but I'm just gonna do two sides just for fun, because we can change things like that, right? I think it's fun. All right. And then I want to add a little bit of lighter color right over here underneath, so that so that you can't quite see like this line over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this, of lighter, I don't even, okay, let me see. I've used up pretty much everything I have here. Oh, here, I have just left just a little bit of this lighter color, and I'm just gonna put just a random kind of thing here so that it doesn't look like, like a traced circle. It looked weird to me. So I decided to deal with that right now. Okay? So if you've been painting, right, with the tracer, and your paint covered your lettering, or you want to do different lettering, just wait for this to dry completely, okay? And then apply your tracer, and then you can trace it with your liner brush or Posca. There's Posca pens. I do not recommend tracing with Sharpies because Sharpies are alcohol based, and acrylic paints are water based. So just to avoid, you know, like, some things could happen that you wouldn't like. I don't know. I just heard somewhere that it's not a good idea, and so I just believed them. All right, so I'm just gonna write the word thankful because I lost my tracer, but I have some of my letters, so please forgive me if I'm not super. Forgive me if it's not super pretty. I'm just gonna freehand it. Probably somewhere here. All right, I can do this, right? We can do this. Just go boldly. Go boldly. Hmm. Yeah, that's not gonna. Okay, well, you know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to work with what I have here after I added all the leaves that were not planned for, right? Ta-dam, 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 dum, dum. Okay, let's make that tea. I am gonna change this a little bit because I have already been changing things, so what does it matter, right? And then the T all the way here. I totally cannot talk and do lettering at the same time. It just doesn't work for me. Alright. Here we go. Letter L. little bit wider. And I think we're done. Okay. Acrylic paint pen works well for lettering. Yes. Hi, Michelle. Yes. So if you're not comfortable doing the liner brush like this, I cannot recommend, like, these are the best. Posca pens. You want the medium tip. You don't want a thin tip. Thin is like a pen. But like these are awesome and they last forever. So, okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Share your paintings in the group, in the album, and I will see you again next time when we're painting. And I know I just said goodbyes, but now I thought, oh, wait a second, you're supposed to remove the tape before this is completely done, right? And of course I'm doing it fast and I'm ripping my paper, but this will work. So over there. So if you go slow and you keep the right angle of your tape, it doesn't really pull up your paper. But if you go fast like I just did a second ago, it certainly does. Oh, don't forget to sign your painting. All right. Here we are. Super cute, super cute. All right. Let me know if you have any questions and stay in touch. I will talk to you later.